Alright, boys and girls, I apologize for not being able to attend class this afternoon. So I have Miss Smith in there helping out today. Even though I'm unable to attend class, with a little help from Screencast-O-Matic, Prezi, and also another program called Scratch that I'm going to show you here a little bit later in this presentation, I'm still able to make sure that this lesson is getting done the way that I'd like. So I want to make sure nobody's misbehaving. That's why Miss Smith is in there, so be on her best behavior for her if you don't mind. Thank you. But here we're going to go ahead and get into the presentation here. This is just a reminder on this first page, the number line is something that we've been going over this week. And just yesterday we started counting using 1/2, 1/3, and 1/4 on this number line to get to our whole numbers. What I'm going to have you do right now is I want you to click the right arrow on your keypad. That's going to take you to the next slide. Click it twice for me, please. There's your second click to get to this first slide is the standards. These are standards that we use as teachers to make sure that we are able to assess students properly, make sure that they're getting what they need in this particular part of the lesson. We're going to click the right arrow again. It's going to take you to our next slide. This next slide is using fractions on the number line. This is what we were mainly concentrating on yesterday. And the three fractions that we did concentrate on yesterday, they were right there on that first slide. You had your 1/2, 1/3, and 1/4. We were using each of these to figure out how many of those it was going to take to reach your whole number. So we'll go ahead and click the right arrow again. This takes you to the next slide, which tells you it's asking again how many to reach the whole number. You have the three different fractions we concentrated on yesterday. And with this, I want you to think back to the our task yesterday where I handed out those different pizza pies, and they were each cut in. One was cut into 2, one was cut into 1/3, one was cut into 4ths. I want you to think of how many you had to color in order to get your whole pizza out of each of those. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to click the right arrow again. Alright, now this is the program I was talking about, the Scratch. I don't know if any of you have heard of this. It's really a neat program building program. I know that sounds confusing, but helps you learn how to make programs at an easier level. So what we're going to do on this slide is I want you to take your arrow. You'll see I'm going ahead and click on this for you. When I click on that link, that's going to come up to a Scratch project that I've already actually developed for you all to help you with the different fractions on the number line. So make it a little bit more entertaining than me or, well, Miss Smith this afternoon, just going up to the board and drawing the lines with your dots on there. For some reason, if you're having a little trouble with it coming up, because it seems like it's having trouble on mine as well, I want you to click the escape key, and if you notice, if you click that, you'll see that I have the fraction number lines. This is the Scratch that I was talking about. So on here, what you're going to do is you'll click the start. You'll click on here to the green arrow. the green flag. This will get you started. And then over here, I have your instructions for you in order to get the animations out of the characters that are on here. So I'll show you. We're going to go ahead and we'll click on there. So if I want to get the horse to move, and he's going to move in a number line for you with different dashes. You have the smaller dashes to represent fractions, and the large dashes will represent the whole number. Here we go. We'll hit 1. As you see, the horse moves down. There's one of the dashes there. It looks like a small one, but I have to see what the size of the other one is. Yep. So we have that little one's going to be a fraction, and then that next one is going to be the whole number. And from each spot where the character's starting, you're going to start at 0. So you don't have to assume what that number is. That one's definitely going to be 0 for you. So for instance, I'm going to go with the dinosaur next. Right now he's at 0. He's going to move to 1 dash. And that's another smaller dash as well. So let's figure out which fraction he may be using to get to the whole number. Then we'll also click the boy. And again, he's starting at 0. So we click him to go. We see his movements, and it looks to me like he's gone straight for a large dash, so just try and remember what that meant, and then we'll click 4 to get the duck to go for the last movement. And with this, you'll notice we have 4 different number lines on here, so we're using possibly 4 different fractions to get to the whole numbers, or maybe not even 4 different fractions. I want you to see, especially for the duck, so he went, here to 1 small dash, 2 small dashes, 3 small dashes, and then finally it got to the whole number. And then again he goes another small dash, another small dash, another small dash, and then back to his whole number as well. And then finishes off and then goes back. And now if you wanted to see this again, all you would have to do is click your space bar, and that goes ahead and clears all the lines, and you'll do the 1, 2, 3, 4 all over again for you. Alright, so then we'll click back to our we'll click back to our presentation. Want you to go ahead and click over here. Since that one's not really working, we're going to click on 7 over here. This is going to get you to the next slide. So I want you to figure out who had what. So on a piece of paper, I want you to write down the horse, the dinosaur, the boy, and the duck. With each of those characters, I want you to, and actually on there they're called sprites, is what they're called on the Scratch program. So I want you to write down which fraction you think each sprite was and what whole number they got up to. So if you think, for instance, the horse counted by halves, and he had, 1/2 to 1 whole, 1 1/2, then to the second whole, I want you to write that the horse counted by 1/2, and then finished off with his highest whole number of 2. Alright, this is what you're going to be turning in to Miss Smith here at the end of the class. Then I'm going to go ahead and click my right arrow again. And now this is a way that you can use the Scratch program. I hope a lot of you were interested in it. So what you'll do is you'll just click on this link right here. And for some reason it's not taking me again. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight that. I'm going to right click, then I'll copy, go up here to a new page, click in here, right click again to paste it, paste, and then we'll hit enter. And this takes you to the home page of the Scratch on here. So what you do is you'd end up clicking here on Join Scratch, and then it would just take you a place to put in all your information and come up with your login name. Alright, so we'll click back on our presentation, and hopefully you got it, and everybody's all got a good understanding of what we've gone over this afternoon. Miss Smith is going to hand out another exercise for you that I want you to take home and continue to work on this at your house. And then hopefully everybody will have a great understanding for it tomorrow, and we'll do a quick review and then continue to move on. Alright, well, thank you very much, everybody, and I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. Have a great afternoon.